Hey folks, welcome to our next backpacking adventure. I'm here again with my lovely wife Nancy, and Sherpa is with us. Today we are in the Holy Cross Wilderness and we are backpacking the Fall Creek Trail. We'll be hiking in about 4.5 miles to Lake Constantine and doing a quick overnight and exploring in the area. So let's go hit the trail. About 1.5 miles in, there's a nice little creek that is overtaking our trail a little bit. Nancy's gonna scoop and get some water. Go down and be free. Scoop and drink. I love it. So here's the turnoff for Notch Mountain. So if you go up that trail, it's an alternative route to get up to the Mount of the Holy Cross. Class 3 scramble, I believe, for that 14er. But we are going this way. We will continue on Fall Creek. We have found camp for the day. We're here a little after 10, so super early. And I think we found us a pretty sweet little spot here. A nice view of Lake Constantine. Got a nice, some protection from trees. Flat spot. Trees for hanging hammocks. I think we're gonna be good. All right, let's get camp set up. Nancy's doing a great job. I think this is the second time she has set up her Big Agnes Tiger Wall Ultralight 2. It is a nice little lightweight tent, just a little over 2 pounds. Well, Nancy is all set up, and Sherpa just cannot wait so she can get in the tent. She loves being in the tent. don't you, Sherpa?
She's kind of wimpy. she's like, I'm done with the bugs. I just want to get my tent.
This is my setup. Not a bad view of Lake Constantine. So this is the Dutch chameleon hammock that I have. It's a 12-foot gathered in hammock, and it is probably my favorite. I have a bug net zipped onto it. I even have a little hammock shelf where I can put things. I have a little sling. It's a little pocket here where I'll put extra clothes or stuff to be able to change in the morning. And something brand new for me is the underquilt. So this is a Jack's Are Better underquilt, and Dutch specifically had it made to zip onto the chameleon. And this will be my first time trying that out. But to me, that's a real game changer because there's no cords now having to wrap on each end. And all I really need to do is cinch up this right here on both sides, and that should eliminate any cold spot that I get. Because a lot of times when I sleep, I think my feet here kind of slide either to the left or right outside of the quilt sometimes. So I'm thinking that this attached quilt is going to solve that problem. But it's a 20-degree Jack's Are Better quilt, and I am really looking forward to checking this out. So my hammock suspension is a whoopee sling. So you can see here. So the hammock suspension I use is a whoopee sling. So these are some Dutch whoopee slings that I have. It just hooks onto the continuous loop at the end of my hammock, and then it's got a little Kevlar strap that wraps around, and this is actually a Dutch carabiner which keeps it in place and secure. So I've got whoopee slings for hanging my hammock, and it's worked out really well. All right, let's get the tarp up. This is my tarp setup. I have the Hammock Gear tarp. It's a 12-foot tarp with doors. You can see I have doors that I can close on. I have that on both ends of my hammock. Gives me a little extra protection during rain. So you can see my hammock in there. And what you saw me do was I have little stakes that I put in the ground here that have the string attached, and that string goes to a little flea, a little Dutch flea that's attached to my hammock, and so that allows me to tighten it up. And that's what I have on all four corners. So I've got 4 stakes that have a string or zingit rope that are wrapped around it. So this is what it looks like when my hammock I have it flipped back and not fully deployed. This is how I typically keep it at camp so I can get in and out of my hammock easily. And what you'll see is I leave the stakes, in the ground. And so what that does, like if it were to start raining here, then within probably, 10-15 seconds, I could easily flip that back, tie it down, and I could be dry. So that is my hammock setup, hammock and tarp setup. All right, I made it to the first waterfall. Haven't quite made it to the first lake yet. I've only come about half a mile. I got about half a mile to go, but it's a pretty rugged trail. It's not really a clean path. A lot of rock scrambling to get here. It is beautiful. I mean, that is a beautiful waterfall. Just not sure if I'm willing to go another half mile with that kind of terrain. Sherpa couldn't make it, so I'm here by myself, and I don't want to take too long, but it is a beautiful waterfall, tough hike. Just be prepared that I know first half mile from camp, first it's kind of easy, and then boom, you just go straight up this rocky little path, but it is beautiful. So tell me, my darling, how do you feel about this campsite?
This campsite is awesome.
Why is this campsite so
we
awesome?
have an amazing view. Also, we have the creek over here, and it is
good water source.
babbling. It sounds wonderful. I love the sound of a creek.
The views are not bad.
Yeah, the views are amazing.
Nice waterfall.
Also, my tent has a pretty level spot, and it was very easy to put up. So that's big.
That's big.
Yeah, I love it. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's one of her favorite camp spots she's ever had, she said. Well, it has been a wonderful day out here in the Holy Cross Wilderness. Today was just an amazing surprise. You know, this was a last minute trip that I had planned because our Maroon Bells trip fell apart, and scheduled this at the last minute. You don't need reservations or permits out here. You self-register at the trail, and it has been stunning, really. I mean, this lake, Lake Constantine, is beautiful. Let me see, the backdrop that we have around our camp is amazing. And waterfalls, there's a waterfall just right down the way behind our campsite. That's been awesome. And just the stream that we're camped right next to is wonderful as well. Just a lot of surprises, good surprises today. I have a great campsite with the great view of the lake, and it's just been a wonderful, relaxing day. So big shout out to the Holy Cross Wilderness Fall Creek Trail. It has been a pleasure. I highly recommend this trail. No permits, no reservations. You come out here, you find a spot, and you camp for a night or two. And it has been wonderful. So highly recommend this trip. Time for morning chores. Good morning, folks. Now that morning chores are done, we're just having a little breakfast, slowly waking up to the day. It was chilly this morning, got down to 37 degrees, but it's a beautiful morning, blue skies, looks like the sun is out. Did sprinkle on us a little bit last night, but nothing too bad. So we're gonna pack up camp, hit the trail here soon, and then hike the 4.5 miles out, and then go find us some barbecue for lunch. See you on the trail. We are all packed up, back on the trail, and headed to the trailhead. Let's see what the day has to offer. We're at the trailhead, back at the truck. Let's going to do it for another successful backpacking trip. Holy Cross Wilderness, beautiful. Fall Creek Trail, highly recommend. The camp spots at Lake Constantine were beautiful. So it was a great trip. Yeah, last minute trip, spur of the moment, but it was really a wonderful trip. So see you on the next adventure.